Internally at Miami-Dade County, we have Strive 305, which manages a lot of the relationships that we have externally with our partners at the Dade County Federal Credit Union, the Beacon Council, different organizations. But servicing those businesses is so important that we know we can't do it alone. So our local county government utilized some of the federal dollars that came down via ARPA, and we invested them in a way that made a profound impact. Traditionally, a lot of these funds got utilized for one-time programs. Yeah, and they had an impact at that point. But investing it with the credit union is having an impact that's going to last for decades. And that's why this is so important, because we know we can't manage those funds. We didn't have the capacity, but the capacity was built by Jennifer and her team and the incredible folks at the credit union.
And the great thing is Dade County Federal Credit Union is just part of the Strive 305 hub. The hub offers so much more for small business owners. While obviously the small business owners need capital, and that's where we come in, the hub offers other things for small business owners to help them thrive and scale their businesses.
It's all about having tools that fit everybody in their community, because we know that there's not an approach that's one size fits all, that we need to ensure that every single person is serviced, from those micro businesses all the way to the large corporations that are looking to move here in Miami-Dade County. And that's why that hub is the place to be. Every single day when we talk to a small business owner and they talk to us about challenges, one of the first things that we talk about is this partnership. And we tell folks, I copy Jen on the emails, and she gets her team right away to get folks a process, and major kudos to them, because they literally transform people's lives by getting that paperwork, pushing it forward as fast as possible. And I think there's some records there that have even been broken, where you fund them in 4 or 5 days. Doesn't always happen, but that's how fast they work to ensure that those small businesses have that access to capital.
We will work as fast as a small business owner can provide us with the information. A lot of it, gets held back with providing documentation for the loan program, but we try to be as reactive as possible to speed along the process. We understand that business owners that are looking for capital need the capital because maybe they have a big contract coming in, or they have something they need to fix on their location, or they need to expand their business. So we are here to support them throughout the process and get them the capital as soon as we possibly can.
And Jen and her team has always been very gracious, where the vice versa. They sponsor a lot of our events that then turns into referrals for them, and they process. So it's this big, sustainable Miami-Dade County P3 that is truly the model for the entire country.
I think one of the biggest barriers that small business face is time, right? They are trying to run their business. They're trying to be everything for that small business. And if they have lack of time to, in our case, provide us loan documents, which is why we break down the process into 3 small chunks so that the business owner has the time to get us documentation. And then while they're in underwriting, we give them that time, that 5 to 7 or 10 days, to gather the rest of their documentation for the loan program.
Look, and being an entrepreneur is scary sometimes, because there's tremendous amount of risk that's involved in the process. So having partners that can hold your hand throughout that process is so important. So we make sure that not only access to capital, but assistance with permitting, assistance with legal help, assistance with marketing, networking. I mean, all those tools are on the hub, and we are their partners when they're taking that risk, because we want to make sure that nobody feels that they're alone when they're pushing forward our economy, because those small business owners, they are the engine of Miami-Dade County. And that is the truth. You go everywhere throughout our community. This is a community of immigrants, but a community of entrepreneurs who put their capital on the line, and those are the folks that move our community forward.
They're also the heartbeat of our county. Without small business, this county would not thrive as it does. One of the things we always hear is, how do you reach the underserved businesses? And that's exactly what we're doing here today. We've split up our teams. Half of us are here down south. The other half are up in North Miami. We understand that people that are not near the central Miami will have a hard time getting down to Government Center downtown to be served. So we have made the commitment to be here one Thursday a month, the last Thursday of every month, to help serve our businesses in not located regionally.
Look, Mayor Daniela Levine Cava set a North Star goal that we need to create a Miami-Dade economy that works for everyone. And a lot of folks in the last several decades have felt that they've been left behind because maybe they're not in downtown, maybe in their communities that there really isn't networking opportunities, or they don't know about all the resources. So we do two things. We get all the data from the new businesses that are opening up, and we make sure that we communicate with them immediately. But also we've partnered up with groups like Community Newspapers, who has a newsletter of 500,000 folks, and we communicate with potential entrepreneurs, which is really fascinating, because now we're bringing in a very holistic view of, we're not only just serving the folks that are currently open, but we're actually looking at that next generation of entrepreneurs, because we know that we need to have a pipeline of risk takers to continue having a thriving community.
This program was created by Eileen Higgins of District 5 when the RISE program started in the heart of the pandemic. And we realized that, the commissioners can talk about the program and promote the program so that the small businesses thrive in their districts.
Yeah, and they're vital partners throughout our community. I mean, there's over 30 plus municipalities, so we have to ensure that we work directly with them, because all these small businesses, when they're going to open, they not only have to get licenses from the respective municipalities, but they have to come to the county. So we've been breaking down those barriers, and I think in a couple of weeks we're going to be launching a virtual kiosk where the county is going to have a presence at every single municipal building and department. And those businesses that go get their permits, they don't have to no longer go to County Hall. They should be able to stay within their municipal boundaries and get all their permits and get all their plan reviews in one place.
I think what sets us apart is that we are accessible. We hold the hands of the applicants that are applying for the loan, and not only that, we provide them a true affordable access to capital. Our rate is prime minus 1%. It's fixed for the life of the loan. There's no prepayment penalties. It's truly an affordable loan for our small business owners in Miami-Dade County.
And we're positioned very well with a group of entrepreneurs who needs that capital. Those folks that have been operating for about 2 years, they're the folks that really need that injection to take it to the next level. Because a lot of times, you get your idea off the ground and you kind of get stuck. And this is why this capital in particular, this program, is having such a great impact, because it's helping folks scale and take their businesses to that next level. And there's a bunch of our partners that we understand that maybe don't fit that model, but we work with it. And that's part of creating the hub, but also this potpourri of options, right? Where we make sure that everybody is serviced, even if it's not through RISE, but maybe it's through one of our other partners where they need a little bit more money. Or maybe they're a startup and we can partner up with Bayside Foundation or some different groups. And that's what it's all about, because when we all work together, our communities grow stronger. So for us on the county level, right, we're that big brother where we are that regional metropolitan government, and we want to get as granular as possible. And that's where the chambers pop in, because those folks are working with business in an industrial park, in a shopping center, in an office. They're working with them every day. So we make sure that we partner with them to hear as to what's going on. Is there a piece of policy that's coming through the pipeline that's going to have a detrimental impact on these small businesses? So those are things that we want to hear, we want to partner with. And Jennifer and her team do a great job. I mean, they go to almost every single chamber event, and that's something maybe we don't do, but that's part of the partnership, where when she's out there, she's talking about Strive 305, and I'm talking about the credit union, and that's why it works so well.
Yeah, being involved in the chambers really makes you part of the community, and community is pivotal to the success of these small businesses. And once we get to meet these small businesses at these chamber events, we can spark new ideas and create different levels of interest for what they're doing to drive more business to them. Our success is helping small businesses, and the numbers speak to that, especially in this past month, with being able to put $1 million back into our community to help businesses grow and scale. I think that speaks volumes.
Look, and it's a quantifiable impact, right? Last year, RISE did, what was it, 4.5?
4.8 million.
4.8 million, and this year there's a goal of close to 10, and everybody's like, that's impossible. And I think with this first quarter and this first month, you're close to $4 million already, right? So you're seeing that quantifiable impact in the community. And one thing I always repeat, it's sustainable. And that's what's so great. It's not just a one-time grant program where a business utilizes it one time. No, this is something that's sustainable. And what's great about it, and Jennifer touched upon it earlier here in some of these meetings, was that some of these businesses that already got their loans and closed out their loans, they're coming back for that second round because nobody else can compete with how fast they produce these loans, but also the interest rates. I mean, that's something that makes it so special, but it's a quantifiable impact where we see those businesses, we see that data, and we're able to report it, so much so that last year the county invested another $1.5 million into this fund to ensure that it continues growing and moving forward.
Every time we see a new business come into the room and we sit down and we get to know them and we talk to them about what their needs are for the business, it truly warms my heart. It means that what we're doing has a purpose and we are helping them, their families, and maybe the few people that they employ to put food on their table.
So that's something that the mayor has really ingrained with us at the county, and we make sure that we talk about it with our partners. It's no wrong door. We have to have a government that looks at customer service in the same fashion. Jeff Bezos moved to Miami and he became famous because not of what he didn't sell his own products. He created this great customer service process, and that's something we're trying to emulate, where if we can't provide it, we have great partners at the credit union, Beacon Council, where we don't turn anybody away. And that's really is what is satisfying. Every single individual who meets with us leaves with new value for them in their lives, for their neighbors, and for their businesses. And that's something that's so important, to start changing that culture where people don't think that government just turns people away. No, we are here to help you. And if we can't do it, we will find somebody that can.
And that's one thing we are very proud of with the RISE program. If you ask anybody that's gone through the process, the one common denominator that they will say is the service they got throughout the process of going through the underwriting process and closing their loan was second to none.